Hi, everyone. Happy holidays. We thought we would do this fun video with some tips from your health coaches about navigating the upcoming holiday season. And then we have a lot of activities and things going on, and we have a lot of people who are on plan and who are going to actually have weight loss results all through the holiday season. So during that time, we thought we would each of us just give everyone a tip regarding the holidays and kind of some ways to get through it. I think one of the main things that you're going to notice on this video is that planning is really key to so much of what we do. If you can kind of plan for your events, plan for your plan, and make sure that everything is set up in a way that's going to support what you're wanting to do, you're going to make a huge difference in your results. So why don't Dee go ahead and let's get started with some tips.
Awesome. Well, what I wanted to talk about first was just really perspective and the holidays and how many meals or how many days are really affected by the term holidays. It is November 16th today, so we actually have 14 more days in the month of November, and then we've got the month of December, 31 days. So we have 45 days for the whole holiday season. And if we really think about how many meals are affected by the holidays, it really isn't that much, because if you think about it, we've got Thanksgiving Day, we've got our Thanksgiving dinner meal, then we're going to approach December, which we're either going to celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas, and we're going to maybe have a party to go to, and then maybe the actual holiday itself, and then New Year's, maybe New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So in the scope of things, we're really talking probably anywhere from maybe 4, 6, 7 meals that we really need to be, that might be a challenge to us. And, with our program, no matter if you're on plan or not, we really emphasize the importance of eating 6 times a day, those small fuelings throughout the day. And when we do that, it gives us energy, it keeps our blood sugar balanced, and it really just helps us maintain control throughout the holidays. So 6 meals a day times those 45 days, believe it or not, is 270 meals. So as we talked about, the party, the Thanksgiving dinner, maybe Christmas dinner, that's only 4 or 6 out of all of those 270 meals. So in perspective, we really can stay on track the majority of the time. The only other thing I really wanted to point out is that every day, getting up and thinking about our plan and starting our meal with breakfast. We've always heard that's the most important meal of the day, but what we don't ever want to do is save calories or skip meals because we think of a bigger meal that's coming down the road.
Thanks, Dee. I think that's a great point. I love how you put the math into it. Really gives us perspective. I'd say one of the most helpful tips I can offer is never go to an event hungry. At least that doesn't really work for me. So I have to plan for that. So maybe grabbing a meal replacement as you're walking out the door or before you go to the event would be very helpful. Also, if you're not sure what they're going to serve at the party or the event, go ahead and have your lean and green earlier in the day. And that way you can just make smart protein carb choices at the event. But I definitely think curbing your appetite before going into a dinner or a party can help you stay on plan.
Those are great suggestions. And when you're thinking about going to events, one of the things that I like to do is try to figure out my food triggers in advance and plan for them, because there are lots of substitutes or healthy options that you can bring to those events. A lot of our holiday events, they're not really catered parties or events where you have to only eat what is presented. You can also bring your own side dishes and bring your desserts. So things like cauliflower mashed potatoes are a great substitute for the typical mashed potatoes. So there are lots of things that you can find and plan for in advance. So use the opportunity to prepare dishes or desserts. Use that in your favor and bring something that works for you that's on plan. And then that way you will never be stuck without having anything to eat at an event or a party over the holidays.
Joy, you're muted. Can you unmute?
Can you hear me? Can she hear me? start talking. Okay. My tip is to stay hydrated. So that means you need to continue to drink your minimum of half your body weight in ounces in water. And a good tip is to keep a water bottle in your dominant hand and carry that around so you're not tempted to pick up something else. And that's our tip.
So also something else that at the parties, at the holiday parties, that can go against our weight loss is alcohol. A lot of people, they struggle with that because they think it's a social event. I want to have a drink. It helps me relax. The thing is, a lot of times the social event it's just holding that glass. So something I've learned is just to take some sparkling water, add it to that glass, and then you're carrying it around. You're sipping your water, and you have that social outing still that you feel like you're not missing out on something. Because alcohol alone, it doesn't just add extra calories, but sometimes you start munching without thinking about it. It brings back that mindless eating that we want to avoid. So add up the sparkling water and enjoy your holiday party.
You're good, Marcia. It's your turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Unmute. Wait.
You're not muted.
Am I unmuted? Me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh. Okay. Well, I want to talk about the 3 tablespoon rule for tasting something when you go to an event and you really want to have that taste, but you don't want to have the whole piece. 3 tastes is all it takes to satisfy your brain. The first taste is the most wonderful. The second one is pretty good. And by the third taste, you're really not tasting it anymore. So don't waste your time. Move on. That's a wonderful tip for holiday events. So if there's one special thing you like I used to love my mother's potato stuffing, that would be what I would save my 3 tablespoon rule for. Another thing we can do is to keep healthy snacks with us, like our MetaFast meals. And a MetaFast meal in between, before, when they're having dessert, plan a MetaFast dessert, a brownie. When they're having all their sweets, you don't feel deprived. So those are my tips for the holidays.
Okay, well, I have 2 small minty tips for you. I have some mints that you could take to your party that will make any food not taste that great. And then if you would brush your teeth with some very minty toothpaste, that also doesn't make everything taste as wonderful as you think it would be. Those are my 2 small minty tips. I hope you like them.
Thanks, Cindy. Those are some great tips we've had so far. I want to take notes myself. One of my tips is to try having healthy conversations away from the food table. Be one of those people that get up and help clean up. Nobody wants to do that. They just sit around and nibble and nibble. So get up and start helping clean up. That gets you away from the table so you're not picking and doing more mindless eating by a bite of this and a bite of that. And try and have people gather around the living room so you're talking there instead of eating, and you're visiting with each other. And that looks basically it for me. Have a great time.
Hey everybody, happy holidays. One thing I really like to do is to drink some hot tea to stay calm. It really does slow you down, and it helps you make more mindful decisions in what you're going to eat. It's really hard to rush through a glass of hot tea. Enjoy. Happy holidays.
Okay. So, of course, in my exercise gear, I want to encourage everyone to make sure you're continuing with your exercise routine. Sometimes because of the holiday, we get all off schedule, and then we end up eating and just feeling all the bloatedness, and we feel a lack of energy because we haven't stayed in our schedule. And if your regularly scheduled program is to exercise, I highly recommend that we exercise every day in a sense of just having some healthy activity. It may not be at the gym. It may not be something very specific, but it could just be walking your dog, or maybe planning a 5K on a holiday. There's a lot of Thanksgiving 5Ks that a lot of families like to do together. So get out, take a walk with your family. I always encourage you to try and walk around a time that you know you're going to have a meal, so before or after, and it really helps us to stay moving and stay active together. So be sure to keep with your regularly scheduled program and keep that exercise going so that you don't fall out of your routine in regards to your exercise. And hope you have a happy and healthy holiday.
Well, I'm amazed. I mean, these are such great tips that we've been sharing with everybody, and I'm hoping that the message that everybody's receiving is, you know, we never talk about perfection with our plan. You know, I don't think you heard any of us say that you must stay 100% on plan. That is always a choice, and I always have a lot of clients that do stay on plan. But the point is to have a plan and to have some structure to your day and not just leave things to chance. One of my favorite quotes is, you know, if we leave things to chance, chances are we might not like the result. So if we go in with the plan and we pretty much stick to it, that's a win. And if you do make a different choice, there is something else. I mean, we just want you to be making healthier choices. And if you have something that maybe, you know, you decide in the end, that wasn't worth it, the most important thing is just to get back on track and not wait till the next day or not wait till the weekend's over. In 3 hours, eat another balanced meal, and you are right back on your eating plan.
That's right, Dee. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope that you got some great tips from this crew. We have a whole wealth of knowledge and experience of health coaches in our team, and everyone had a little something to add. I think the biggest takeaway for everyone, hopefully, is just have a plan. Plan for what you're going to do. Always plan to have something healthy. Make sure you take something, and make sure you are ready to go. I love one of the biggest quotes that I think is a mind shift quote around the holiday season is to remember that the holiday is a holiday with food present, not a food holiday with people present. Is that what it was? Holiday. It is a people holiday. That's what it is. A people holiday with food present, not a food holiday with people present. So remember to enjoy the family, the friends, and the fellowship of the season, and not make it all about what you're eating. And you're going to have a great time and stay true to your goals and your health. So happy holidays. Bye.
Bye, thanks.